Yo, what's up everybody, Holding Hands with you here, bringing you My Hero Academia manga review. This is chapter 227, titled Sleepy. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people upset with this chapter. I'm going to just get into the meat and potatoes of the chapter. Shigaraki has evolved his quirk, just like Toka. And just like I know how a lot of people was flipping out about that and getting mad about that, I know they're going to get mad about this. In Spinner's viewpoint, we get to see that he even states this, that he can now dissolve people or decay people without touching them. Because there was this whole group of people that was about to bum rush him, and as you see in the thumbnail, he just run past by them, and they all just start to decay and fall at a rapid pace. And usually when he decays something, it usually takes some time. It's not automatic. But it seems like now it's like it got stronger and faster, and he didn't have to touch you either to do it. So his quirk has evolved in battle. But what was interesting is what led up to this evolve, or this evolution stage, I should say. He was getting real sleepy, as the title states, and he was tired from all this fighting, and he see all these people running to him, and he starts to say, it's funny that when you're tired, you get to see things moving that shouldn't be moving. You hear things that you shouldn't be hearing, and you think of things that you shouldn't be thinking of. And then we get a flashback of him again, another flashback from another past story of his, where he's in his office. And I believe this is an older flashback than the flashback that we had last week, 2 weeks ago, when he was thinking of All for One who, adopted him. In this flashback, he's with a little girl, who she's always smiling, and she shows him a picture, and she's like, hey, Dad doesn't want us to see this, but I already know about it, and here's this picture. This lady is supposed to be our grandmother, and we see Nana, and she's in the picture hugging a boy. Now I suppose this boy is probably her son, the one that she eventually gave up, because she didn't want anyone to know about him. So, and he's real young in the picture. He's probably about like 2 or 3 years old, and he's looking at the picture, and he's thinking to himself, why am I thinking about this? Why is this the only image in my head? Why can I not collect my thoughts right? And as he's thinking this and dialoguing to himself, this is when we switch to Spinner, and Spinner actually sees Shigaraki in front of him, and he's moving kind of sluggish, but at the same time, even though he's moving sluggish, it's like no one can catch up or touch him, and he's just going through people, and he's not even touching them, but they're dissolving. So, yeah, there you go, his quirk evolved. He can now dissolve people just by being in his area of effect. We're not sure how strong is his area of effect. We're not sure if maybe how it works is that he could touch one person, and anything they touching or anyone they touching, he can probably transfer the decay through them to get to another person. Maybe it evolved that way now. So maybe if you're on the same level of ground as he is, he can probably touch the ground and use the ground as a transfer pole to transfer the decay diseaseness to another person or being. That's one of my theories. He is basically, decaying is basically a disease. So maybe that's how it works, like how in real life, if someone has a disease, and that disease, if they cough on you or they go through your pores, you can end up getting it. Maybe something like that. Very interesting though. We also get to see Toka. She's on the floor in a fetal position, and she's also extremely exhausted and tired. And she says something weird about, I'm getting closer to you. Now, I'm not sure if she's talking about the guy that she killed, that she stabbed him in the neck, or she's talking to somebody else, or maybe she's talking about Sting or Shigaraki. I'm not sure really who she meant when she said, I'm getting closer to you. I'm not sure what person she was talking about, but Toka looks really banged up and hurt. I believe if she doesn't get medical attention quickly, she's going to die. We also got dialogue from Twice worrying about Toka, saying she's not around. Where is she? We ended up getting this one elective guy, the guy with the long slick back hair and the glasses. He comes on an election car, and he says to the people that the mistress is dead, that Toka killed her. Don't let her sacrifice be in vain. And everyone from the Liberation Army, they got like a morale boost, and they just started charging dead speed at Shigaraki and his people. We also found out thanks to Spinner and again another dialogue he had with Twice. We found out they have an hour and 20 minutes until Machina gets there. So that's a lot of time, hour and 20 minutes. And they have to deal with all these people and they're already tired and fatigued. So I'm not sure if Shigaraki's plan is going to go as well. I don't see Shigaraki dying here. And I definitely don't see him submitting himself to these people. So something has to give. But we already have 2 of the League of Villains evolved. Not to mention the way this chapter ends. Dabi is fighting this dude with ice powers. And he looked at him and he was like, oh, ice? So, and we know his mother has ice. So, if his mother is the same mother as, you know, Todoroki and them, as everyone is predicting, that he is Endeavor's oldest son, the one that he badly hurt. So, I mean, it would make sense, all those bruises and burn he has over himself. If he didn't do it to himself, it would make sense that his father, Endeavor, probably did it to him. That's probably how he unlocked his blue flames. It's because of Endeavor hurting him like that. If that rumor is true, or that theory is true, of Endeavor being the father to him. Which would make him Todoroki's older brother, the one that we have not seen yet, or get his name dropped. So, yeah, but that's about it in this chapter. Oh, we also got some dialogue of Destro talking to this reporter guy who he has a whole bunch of surveillance cameras and he's recording everything because they want to release this in the public. And the broker is like, why would y'all want to do this? And he break it down to him it's more of a political stunt so he can help out Deverat, the corporation that Destro is in control of. So, but this was a good chapter. I know a lot of people are gonna rage out because last week we got Toga and everyone was calling BS on that. So I have a feeling that's gonna have a more dramatic effect now that someone in this chapter evolve. We have Dabi fighting that ice guy next chapter. I won't be surprised if he evolves his quirk as well. I mean, if you think about it, this is a training arc for the League of Villains, and they do need to get more powerful. So I guess the best way, if not equipment-wise, or messing with their bio, would be the second best thing. Them all evolving one after another. And it would be kind of weird in story convenience, but hey, if that dude's going to have all these quirks in the future and become this powerful hero that we know he's going to become, the villains have to step up on a higher playing field. So when he defeats them and gains this glory, it'll make sense in the story-wise. I know a lot of people are still calling BS on how all these people are getting these quirks, or evolving their quirks, but it is what it is. We just have to see how Hirokoshi's going to fix it. But again, this was a great chapter. But that's all I have for you guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share with your family and friends. Give this video a like. Follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. Tell me what you thought of this chapter and you like and then what you didn't like about the chapter. Tell me about the last chapter as well. Do you think this is an ass pull of so far two main people of the League of Villains getting their power to evolve? Shigaraki the leader and Toga the only female and one of the main core members. And do you think that Dabi is going to get his quirk to evolve? Or show a high level of his quirk since he's fighting this ice guy. And we know ice is used in anime as an equalizer against fire types. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But that's all I have for you guys. Peace out and have a good one.